Thanks for staying up late. The New Mexico ChevyDealers.com Football Friday Night Show is ready to serve up pigskin postseason. On the show tonight, Spirit Stick playoffs, postseason style. Up, where did it go? It flashed away already. Anyway, we'll tell you about it also with our game of the week. Cibola Cougars at the El Dorado Eagles in a 5A playoff competition. Cibola moving the ball in the first quarter. Mike Kazimczyk hits his tight end, Mike Wilkinson, for the touchdown, putting Cibola up 7-0. Then it's El Dorado's turn. Now here's the touchdown from Cibola right here. The touchdown, making it 7-0 Cibola. Then it would be El Dorado's turn to put a scoring drive together. Ball on the 18, and Chris Cedillo gets the carry for 8 yards. Under a minute to go in the first. Marcus Jaramillo with the option to Cedillo, who turns upfield and is brought down inside the 20 before the first quarter ends. 4th and 4, Eagles decide to go for it, but Cibola's defense with the great stuff, giving the Cougars the ball. After Cibola goes 3 and out, El Dorado hands the ball right back as Jaramillo fumbles the snap, and Cibola recovers. Eagles escape because Cibola has to go for a field goal, and it's no good. Still 7-0 Cougars. Then Cibola with the ball again and with the lead. Cougars decide to go to the ground game. Bad idea. Ball squirting free. Dead out of bounds. El Dorado picks it up, races it down the sideline before it was out of bounds, and they're being brought down there. Looking good for Eldo. Chris Cedillo with the carry. Gets all the way to the half-yard line. Eagles get on the board as Cedillo gets in for the score, tying it up at 7 apiece. How about El Dorado trying to add more points? Not going to happen on that. Maybe. No, he's down. Then El Dorado finally hitting pay dirt. No! Ball comes out. 3 turnovers in the first half alone. And after the touchdown, it would be knotted all up at 7. To the second half we go. All El Dorado. Eagles get it going. Marcus Jaramillo hits Tyler McCullough, and McCullough breaking tackles on the far sideline, gets into the end zone for 6, putting El Dorado up. After the PAT, it's 14-7. Band played on. Then it was El Dorado on the attack again. Jaramillo to Josh Day, and Day finds daylight, breaking tackles and almost gets in for the score. That would set up the Eagles for the sneak. Jaramillo's in. Eagles go up 21-7.
Touchdown, El Dorado Eagles.
They loved that so much. The cheerleaders loved it. Everybody at the ballpark wearing the El Dorado burnt orange. Jaramillo decides he'll go for the juggler. Hits John Russo across the middle. Russo going 49 yards for the score. El Dorado wins big, 28-7. And draw Las Cruces High School.
Yeah, I think we started to throw the ball a little bit more on first down, and the intensity of our kids, whenever, it's a one game and you're done, it's scary for those seniors. It's the last time they'll ever play football, so they kind of sensed that a little bit and played harder in the second half.
All right, Rio Rancho tries to make some of their own tradition as they venture into a place where championships are the norm. Rams on the road at the 5A runner-up last season. Mayfield Trojans coming out, and they decide to, where's the beef? Give it to the big guy, let him get into the end zone. And then how about the quarterback calling his own number? Ricky milking this one for 6. PAT is good. Mayfield goes on to win it and end the Rio Rancho season. 27-3 is the final. You could call it sort of a light night in Class 5A, as games are also scheduled for tomorrow. Our Lawrence Gilligan is here for a preview of one of those matchups. All right, well, I'll go ahead and talk about that matchup because I guess Lawrence is still getting ready. We've got a lot of stuff going on tonight. The District 5A champion Highland Hornets are with the Clovis Wildcats. Now, both teams had surprising seasons. After giving Coach Eric Ronhouse's 300 victory at the start of the season, Clovis went into a tailspin, struggling to 3 straight losses before righting the ship. The Hornets started with the loss, but quickly turned the tide in their favor. By the time play started in District 5A, the Hornets were ready to stake their claim to the title. Coach Gary Sanchez knew it would be a wide-open district race, but he sounded confident about his chances at the start of the season.
I'll miss the old district, but we're going to prepare the same. Everybody's going to be tough. Yeah, everybody believes that they have a shot to win this district. I don't believe there's a clear-cut favorite, so we're going to go in with high expectations just like everybody else in our district.
All right, so he sounded prophetic when it started, the season started. That was before anybody even kicked off. Those were preview shows. And right now joining me live is Kyle Henderson for NewMexicoPreps.com. Kyle, you know the game. You know what's going on in New Mexico as far as your website. You keep up with everything. 5A, I'm just going to ask you straight out the gate. Who's going to win 5A?
You know what? I like La Cueva. You know, even though they did lose to Manzano, I think they still have the dogs in the long run to knock off Manzano if they're going to meet them again, although El Dorado looked very dangerous tonight in their 28-7 win over Cibola. La Cueva, obviously headlined by Ronnie Daniels, a running back. He's big time. And then behind them, you have Stan Sedbury, another Division I type running back who's doing work. La Cueva Bear is too dangerous. You asked me, I told you.
Oh, wow. What can I say after that? Well, you know, throw the Cleveland Storm. We're going to be talking about the Storm coming up here pretty soon. Throw them into the mix because, you know, they were a touchdown away from – they had Manzano beat, essentially. They dropped the ball on the 2-yard line, had that team beat, and Manzano beat La Cueva. Of course, you can't keep talking about victories, who beat who, but it ended up like that. And I think the Cleveland Storm and Manzano Monarchs will also have something to say about whether La Cueva is going to win this whole thing.
Yeah, of course. Now, while I did say that La Cueva is the clear-cut favorite, in my opinion, I think teams like Cleveland and Manzano and Las Cruces, hey, Las Cruces is only 9-1 on the season. I think all 3 teams definitely in the mix. And then, like I just mentioned, watch out for El Dorado coming out from that 5 seed, going to set up some fantastic district matchups. I'm sorry, quarterfinal matchups next week. And I'm excited to see, you know, what takes place in the following week.
Well, you know what? I would love to see like 4A bleed over in the 5A. I'd like to see like a little division where they had Lovington and Goddard. You know, 3A from Lovington, from 3A Goddard, from 4A playing against someone like La Cueva and Manzano and Cleveland, because I think those would be good games. So some people probably think the smaller classes would get crushed, and I don't think so.
Well, you look at you can just compare scores. I mean, Goddard beat Artesia pretty good. Artesia took Manzano down to the wire. I mean, it was 42-38. Yeah. So I think Goddard, what they've done on the season, going 10-0, 10-0 on the season, and you know what they did defensively on the season, I think speaks volumes about Goddard.
All right, hey man, don't go anywhere, okay? We have more to talk about.
I'm good.
All right.